Okay, let's go quick.
Hurry! Everyone hurry! I don't know why it's doing that. It's making me mad, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Okay, welcome back to the podcast.
You guys weren't ready for that, right?
Redeemed. And we're going to talk about Joseph. Joseph. All right. Joseph, of course, was Jacob's second to youngest son. The first of Rachel's kids and his favorite.
Yep.
Keep that in mind because that never works out well.
It's going to come back.
At what point does this family learn? This is the family.
It really is the
I
family.
mean,
At what point does this family learn, like, hey, maybe we don't pick favorites?
Yeah, it didn't work very well with Isaac and Rebecca, okay?
They think we can do better
Yeah.
than our parents.
Well, they
Jacob and Esau, they kind of a mess.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep.
There's going to be a mess here.
Yep.
Yeah, this is about to be a big mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have Joseph. And he is Jacob's favorite child.
Yep.
And that is going to cause some trouble.
They never learn.
They never do. And what does Jacob do? Instead of hiding the fact that Joseph is his favorite child, he makes him a coat. A very pretty coat.
Yep.
Hey, the rest of my sons, you guys see this coat?
Yeah.
Not for you.
Yeah.
You like it? Too bad.
Yeah.
It's
You're
for
Leah's
Joseph.
kids? Nah.
That's right. This is for Rachel's boy.
So, he gives him a coat. Brothers get jealous.
Yeah.
Now, this is not something that just happened overnight. I believe this is a jealousy thing that just kind of grew and grew. And so...
I think Joseph was like, please don't give
Could you
me
stop,
this
Dad?
coat.
Dad, no.
Well, sometimes I
Because
wonder
they
about
had to be
Joseph.
so mean to him all the time.
But Joseph, I mean, I'll be interested to meet Joseph when I get to heaven to see
Yeah.
what kind of person he is.
Yeah.
But he almost kind of, and I hate to say this, but he kind of has this, to me, kind of like Sheldon. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have these dreams, you know they're
Yeah.
going to make, but you're going to
Like,
tell
I'm
them
gonna tell
anyway.
him. Maybe he just leaned into the fact that,
Well,
like, listen, I'm the favorite. I may as well.
Even in the commentary here, it talks about was Joseph intentionally provoking his brothers with his dreams, and
Possibly.
it says possibly.
Yeah, and it's
He
like
might have been.
and yeah, or I don't want to go too far because I mean it could be that God wanted these dreams to be spoken to.
Exactly.
It doesn't say that.
That's
but
why
it-
we don't know.
But anyway, but you do wonder.
He was also a teenager.
Something I'm gonna ask.
So that could have also
I'm the
been.
favorite. Look at my
Look
coat.
at my coat,
Yeah,
guys.
Teenagers are still teenagers.
Yeah.
Joseph, I have a question.
And I mean the dreams he had where their wheat was bowing down to his wheat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean at some point it's like, so we're supposed to bow down and worship you. I mean I've been kind of wondering that too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, I'm the older brother. Yeah, like I'm going to bow down to you.
Yeah.
We call that foreshadowing.
Yeah. And it's like, and granted, it did happen, and that's what will happen. But
Spoiler.
but he probably could have saved himself a lot of hardship. But then again, if he hadn't mentioned them,
Would all these events have happened?
Wouldn't
Yeah.
have unfolded the way that
Yeah.
it did.
so I mean, as always, God's moving in the background, making things work to his advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, with that being said, so we have the dream. He says, "This is what I saw. Your wheat bow down to my wheat," and that did make
Yep.
the brothers very happy.
No.
And we have this incident where Jacob tells Joseph, "Hey, I need you to go find your brothers. They're grazing some flocks. Go find them." He goes. He tries to find them. They've moved. He goes to the other spot where they're supposed to be. When they see Joseph coming, what do? They plot to kill him.
Yep.
We have one brother, Reuben. Yes.
Yeah, it's Reuben.
Reuben says, "Hey, let's don't kill him. Let's just throw him in a cistern."
Yeah, throw him in the hole.
Yeah. With the idea that he was going to come back later and
Yeah.
rescue him.
Yep.
And then take him back to his father. So Reuben he didn't want to stand up to his brothers.
Yeah, there's too many of them.
Yeah. And tell him, no, we're not doing this. But
They're gonna kill me too.
But he was trying to come up with a plan to save his brothers so he could send him back to his father. Which is cool, I guess. I would encourage Reuben to go ahead and stand up,
Yeah.
But at the same time he was trying to save him.
He had a plan.
And so what do? Well, they catch him. They throw him in the cistern. They take his coat. Later on, they're going to make it look like an animal ate him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're sitting around the fire that night. And what happens? Well, some Ishmaelites come by, and they're like, "Hey,
Here's an idea.
Why kill him when we can make some money off him?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they sold him off. And when Reuben came back later, he's like, where'd the kid go?
Guys, what are we doing?
We sold him. And so,
So casually.
yeah.
What
we
was
sold
the
him.
reaction? You did what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess at least he's not dead, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Things could be worse.
and we're laughing, but all this had to take place to get Joseph to
Where he
where
needed to
he's
be.
going to be. Okay.
There are no accidents.
No. And so then they take the coat, they tear it all up, they slaughter a goat, dip the robe in blood, and they took it back to Jacob and say, a ferocious animal devoured him, and he is no more. And of course that made Jacob real happy. Not.
No.
Nope.
Yep. He says, I will continue to mourn until I join my son in the grave. And his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Mennonites sold Joseph in Egypt to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officials and captain of the guard. Ha ha ha.
There is the foreshadowing. Tune in next week.
Tune in next week. Yep. But God was moving Joseph to get him into Egypt. That's where
Yep.
that's all of this. And I find it interesting because I think there's a lot of times in our lives too we don't understand where God's going with it. And sometimes we're in these positions where it's like, Lord, why is this happening to me? It's because the Lord is pushing us to go these directions, or He's doing things to get us into a place where He wants us to serve.
Yep. And when you come through the other side of it, you can look back and realize it. But when you're in the middle of it, it's, what is
When
happening?
you've been sold, you're like, really? This is what we're doing?
Yeah. Yeah. God.
God, what
When I'm
is
sitting
going
in
on?
a cistern, it's like, huh?
You know,
Maybe I shouldn't have told him that dream. Maybe I went a little far.
maybe I should have kept that one to myself. And then looking back on it, Joseph's like, maybe, God, could you just like in a dream told me, hey, go to Egypt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier.
Not the way God moves.
Nope. And it's interesting how God uses everything to accomplish His plans. He's using his brother's jealousies.
No, he can use anything and anyone.
Yep. To get him
Jacob's
into
favoritism.
You know?
to get him into the place he wanted him to be. But it's interesting too because you can see the character of Joseph grow as all this takes place too,
Yeah.
which is important. Because like it says, we don't know what Joseph was at that point.
Right.
But as all of this transpires, he begins to grow. And he really does become this really amazing man of God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Lord extremely blesses him.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just amazing.
Amen.
So just trust the process, even though the process may seem a little weird.
Trust the process.
Trust the process that God's got it and that He's got a plan for your life.
Amen.
All right. See you next time.